Road made this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What's popping, guys? Welcome to ZeerTalks and Footbal Rig, and welcome to the 11th episode of Top BINS Ya AKHI. We are here to talk about events that's been going on around the game of football. You get me for this week. And yeah, here's my guest, Footbal Rig, Sami. Shkhbarak, you're all good.
Well, man, all good, all good. We had the Balon d'Or week. Arsenal qualified in the the Carabao Cup, so everything is looking good. Aside of the loss, aside of the draw from City.
Yeah, whereas for me, it's more of we play tonight. Gets blaming. But anyway, listen, I say we kick things off. But before we do, guys, don't be frauds. Yeah, subscribe and press alarm bells for both channels. Yeah, also comment your way. Go check socials. Inshallah, you're well, and share this as well, man. Don't please. The more you share, the more people watch, the more it helps algorithms. You know the rest. Now, I say we begin, man. You know what? You brought up Balon d'Or. I say we start off with Balon d'Or. Rightful winner?
I believe so, yes. Dembélé had, an extraordinary season. I mean, he won the treble, and he just didn't just win the treble with his team, but it actually was a key component on that team to win it. The amount of goals he scored, and the effort that he put, the performances that he put, man. Even against Arsenal in the semifinal, man, he scored that goal in Emirates. I'll not forget it. I mean, he was clutch and he scored abundance of goals, so he deserves it. He really, really deserves it. What about you? What do you think?
100%. No, I agree 100%, man. For me, the way I see it is best player, best team. It's that simple. Because the way I view it, man, and listen, I've heard arguments, some will say back in the day, it was about best player no matter what team you played for. It didn't matter. Like, if you were the best player, you were the best player. Here's the thing, though, and here where I feel like people flaw the whole thing when they say best player, like, without being in the best team. I feel like where people have a flaw in this, and yeah, I can say the same for back in the day, is what did it get you in the end? The whole point of this game is to win trophies. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm coming from with it. Like, if I'm saying I want to win trophies, and if I want to rate someone based on them doing what they're supposed to be doing that led them to winning trophies, then realistically, like, I should keep the same energy here, no? Like, Balon d'Or, it should be given to the best player, best here, best team. Like, that's how you be the best, by doing it while being the best with the team. You know what I mean? Like, I know people be like, oh, but this guy played with that guy. That guy played with that guy. Whereas that guy had to carry that guy. Fine. But then where did it get you? Like, for example, when people say, for example, the whole Messi Argentina thing, you can kind of understand that one because at least Messi got them to winning the World Cup. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Whereas when you get so far but to get nowhere, then what's the point? You know what I mean? So, yeah, but that's why usually I was very, defensive about the Lewandowski thing, 5 years ago, because he did all that. You know what I mean? Forget, instead of caring, he literally did that. And there was no ceremony. I guarantee if there was if it was a Messi or somebody else, there would have been a ceremony. But that's a different conversation for a different time. In regards to Dembélé, I genuinely think deserved, man. Stats, abilities, performance, everything. He deserved it. I think this is the first time, and I would say 3 years, because the last one I thought that was fair was in Benzema. to be honest.
Yeah, Benzema was
I
a
would
good,
say Karim
amazing.
Benzema. I
Yeah.
think since then, like the Messi winning over Haaland thing, and which was based only on World Cup, and
Mhm.
Rodri winning over. To be honest, people say Vinny, but I'm gonna say Carvajal. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? So,
That's a crazy shout, Carvajal, man.
I mean, listen, it had to be a Real Madrid player, bro. And Carvajal was doing it for Madrid and Spain. So let's give credit where it's due, brother. Yeah, come on now. You know what I mean? So
Look, it's more probable than not that usually the attackers win it. Yes, we saw Rodri win it. Yes, we saw Cannavaro before win it, but more probable than not, you would see an attacker player that would win it, either a winger or a striker.
yeah,
Usually,
I know.
that
But to
that's
be honest, they need to
um,
give more credit to defenders, in my opinion.
yeah, I totally agree, but it's been how it works, which the other point that I think it's a bit odd, which is the PR. The PR plays a great role in this.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, you're not even wrong. Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
in this trophy, which is, and we can see it from Yamal. I mean, Yamal is a great player. Nobody is saying he's a bad player, but in my opinion, I think Rafinha had a better season than Yamal. I mean, when you talk about numbers, when you talk about being clutch for your team in big moments, Rafinha had a better season than Yamal. I'm not saying that Rafinha is a better player than Yamal. I'm just saying throughout the last season, Rafinha actually put more efforts, and generated big numbers in terms of GA compared to Lamal, and this is where the PR plays a big role. I think if the PR did not really support Yamal that much, and they split in terms of votes of internally in Barcelona, I think Rafinha could have won this. Ballon d'Or, and to be honest, both Rafinha and Dembélé put out on a great performances. The only difference is, of course, Dembélé won the Champions League, which is a big, which holds a big weight and factor in terms of, I think, the criteria where they choose the Ballon d'Or winner. But if the PR did not really support Yamal, I don't see him being second. I mean, it's a crazy shout. I don't see it fair for him to be second over Rafinha. What do you think?
No, I think Lamine Yamal, in my personal opinion, I get where you're coming from because obviously the stats says that Rafinha should get there, but my perspective, and by the way, I've watched like some Barca games when I'm free and all that stuff because usually their games are late at night. And
Yeah.
yes, Rafinha gets the goals and assists, but I think why I would agree with him being second is how Rafinha got them goals slash assists. You have to understand, Rafi- Rafinha, when he gets these goals, because obviously assists, he does it for others, right? And
Hmm.
let's be honest, Yamal scored 9. It's like I can't even defend the goals bit. But Lamine Yamal is the one providing these chances for Rafinha or Lewandowski. You know what I mean? And he's doing it in such style at that age that you can't deny him. I'll be honest, you just can't. I know people don't like to hear it, but let's be honest. The way I look at it is like, who the hell are you fooling? Everybody knows this guy is the next big thing if he just stays laser focused. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
don't
man,
mind him
agree.
being second personally. I actually think the top three is
Hmm.
perfect. I even think Vitinha third makes sense, and I'll tell you why.
No,
No, hear
no,
me
man, I
out, hear
wouldn't
me
put
out, hear
him.
me out.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
you
wouldn't
have to
put
hear me.
Yamal. Yeah.
Ismani, just hear me out, then make your own. You have your own
Hmm.
say. When
Yeah.
heading into this Nations League, what was the first thing people did? Bilal, what was
What?
the first thing people did? The first thing people did was they said the winner between France and Spain, the player of that team, which was Yamal or Ousmane Dembele, deserved to win the Ballon d'Or. صح ولا لا? Let's not lie. That's the first thing they said. Every single person online said this. Some people
Hmm.
even on spaces just to be shameless. Khas, I'm just gonna play their game. Playing their game meaning Vitinha won the Nations League. He deserves third, and he won as many as Dembele on top of that. Yalla, I'm gonna
Where,
be a
where,
little
where,
funny
where,
about
where's
that,
the
bro.
Champions League here? I mean, you didn't factor in Champions League.
Vitinha, yeah, I'm telling you, Vitinha won as much as Dembele, and on top of that, the Nations League.
Okay, so why is he lower than Yamal?
Why is he lower than Yamal?
Yeah.
Because Yamal, yeah, but because with Lamine Yamal, it was one of those.
But I'm trying to follow you. I'm trying to understand
Okay,
your
so okay, if you're trying to say
yeah.
she should be second, I kind of understand where you're coming from. However,
Right.
even then, let's be honest, Yamal was always going to get top 2. He was always going to get top 2, bro. And you
Yeah,
are
on
correct.
what
PR does
basis?
play a role. PR does play a role. I'm not denying you, bro. PR does play a role. I can't deny it. I'd be stupid to tell you PR doesn't play a role. It does. But at the same time, he's getting PR because of how good he is. Like, he's one of those that gets PR because of how good he is.
I don't know about how good he is, because I think he's a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong, but
I think
I'm
he's amazing.
saying no, he is a good player. Again, I'm not denying the talent that he has, or saying that he's a bad player. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, last season, the players that deserve to be like top 3, I think Yamal shouldn't be there. Rafinha should be there. Vitinha should be there. Even Hakimi. Even Hakimi, man, did Salah. Salah carried Liverpool alone. Muhammad Salah carried Liverpool alone, and the thing that he did with
By
Liverpool
the way,
is
Pedri got
in a
robbed.
more harder league than the La Liga.
Man, معلش, but Pedri genuinely got robbed. he got put 11th, bro. Haram, ya. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it is
Don't
what
worry,
it is.
Souls. I'll be there. I'll be there, Souls. Don't worry.
Oh, is that Souls? Big up Souls.
Yeah.
Big up them.
So
No, but yeah,
yeah,
what
again,
were we
man.
saying? No, but yeah,
That's
Hakimi
what
is
I'm
a shot.
saying. I'm saying there are players that are more worthy than Yamal to be on top of that list. Not saying that Yamal is bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm saying Yamal is bad or Mbappe is bad. We know these players are very, very talented, and they can compete in the Balon d'Or for the upcoming years to come, and I have no doubt about that. But when I'm looking at the last season in individuality, and scoping into that and trying to zoom into that season, I don't think Yamal was as good as Salah was, for example, with Liverpool over across of the season. To be
By
honest,
the way, this is what Saul's saying a good point because, bro, here's the thing you need to understand: Yamal contributed in them winning a domestic treble. And by the way, here's the bit that's gonna annoy a lot of fans a lot. Yeah, yes, Rafinha had the stats, but Lamine Yamal turned up when it mattered the most. Did you know he scored the goal that won Barcelona the La Liga trophy? I bet none of you guys know this unless you follow La Liga football. Yeah, he actually scored that goal in that game that won them the La Liga. Yeah, he was scoring in finals. That's also a difference maker that you need to understand. When Barcelona played against Inter Milan, what happened? He was the brother that literally tried his level hardest to beat 3 man. Hell, that goal he scored in the first leg in the I don't even know what that
yeah.
Barcelona is called. That was him doing it on his own. Nobody helping him. He was doing it on his own against that defense at the time, before that final, before PSG absolutely killed him. Yeah. My thing is that Lamine Yamal, yeah, I understand he doesn't have the stats. I understand that his age and this PR stuff is the main reason to why he got there.
Age is
But
not a factor for me. I don't
no,
care
no,
if
no.
he's
But a lot
16
of people, no, but a
or
lot of
30.
people, yeah, but a lot of people complain about that. I know you may not be
What do you
one
mean
of them, but
complain?
like people saying the only reason why he got like that PR is because of his age and what he's doing at that age.
Maybe, but I don't factor in age here. I mean, I'm talking
A
about
lot of
Salah. I'm
people
talking
are
about
though.
Yamal. Look at the age is huge. I mean, the difference is huge. So
But
I don't
I'm
factor
just
in
going by
age.
what a lot of people are telling me whenever I have these debates with people or whenever I hear online. But I'm not even trying to fucking do this whole thing of, oh, you said it. And so you have your own opinion, and I
No, no,
have my own.
I'm saying it shouldn't be a factor in the criteria where they select the Ballon d'Or. The age. Age is not a factor there. Goals, stats. I mean, the weight of the player, the performances. Yes, all of these should factor in the criteria how you select the Ballon d'Or, but not age. Age shouldn't be a factor at all whatsoever. I mean,
I
maybe
mean,
in the PR way, yes, I might have to agree to that. That it could play a
yeah,
role.
that's what. Yeah, but
That
they're doing PR. هذا المشكلة. They're doing PR. I don't agree with
mm,
PR. أنا معاك, bro. This whole PR thing, bro. Last year's Ballon d'Or, like literally, bro, it was all PR.
Souls, I
It was
disagree
literally
with you completely. Saying
wait.
age has to be a factor. I disagree. Totally disagree.
No, by the way, it can be a factor, but it can't be a big factor. I think that's what we're trying to say. It shouldn't be a massive factor.
No, because
Probably.
because because in the Ballon d'Or selection, they don't put, okay, we're gonna select the players between this age or this age bracket, right? They're selecting the best player, regardless of the age. And this is where my argument comes in. Is if you are selecting based on age and brackets, then yes, that's fine. Age matters, but you're not. You're just seeing the best. And to be honest, I'm not sure what is the criteria, like the
Yeah, I
total
don't know the criteria. It's
criteria
interesting.
that factors in. Is it just the trophies? Is it performances? Is it GA? Is it what is the criteria here? I don't know what is it,
But
but
by the way, do you know whose
age
fault that
shouldn't
is?
be part of it.
You know whose fault that is? That's a fault of the fans in general. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because
Why?
guess what? Football fans, what do they do when they see a youngster play so well? The first thing they say is give him time. He has to develop this, develop that, develop all
Okay.
that stuff, right?
Okay.
And
Mm.
then we can start talking about doing this. That's what majority of football fans say. That's what majority of pundits say. صح ولا لا? That's not like that's what they all say. So when you see somebody like Yamal do it now, yeah, to a level that nobody expected, then to be fair to Souls, they will factor the age, because a lot of people are usually going to say for youngsters, well, he's too young. It's very rare to get a youngster do this, do this, do this. So now they're gonna do it because it's an anomaly. فهمت قصدي? Like obviously
Mm.
it shouldn't be, but it is because that's what people do, bro. When they see a youngster, the first thing they think in their mind is too soon, too early, بدري عليك هذا, need time, needs to develop, gain experience, this. So with that, when you see Lamine Yamal do it at such age, at such a what's he said stage, okay, that's when you're like you're seeing people. You know what he's doing at such age, such level. Khas, we're gonna put them there. You know what I mean?
You
Because you're
know,
like that. He's like that.
I'm reading here what criteria in one article here. It says
Yeah,
individual performances, team achievements, and public image. And under public image, it conduct on and off the field,
yeah.
including
He does
fair
not
play
pass the public image. I will.
and philanthropic actions.
Yeah. He does not. He does not pass the last one. I have to be okay. If we're being honest, he doesn't pass the last one. There's a reason why Vinny didn't
What
win
is
last
this,
year.
man?
Apparently, Vinny didn't win because of the third one. So by that logic, Lamine
Yeah,
Yamal didn't deserve to win. Yeah.
yeah, man. Let Yamal pull up his pants, and then we can talk.
No, forget that. All this dating shit that he's been doing, bro. Bro, what I read today about his one of his girlfriend, bro, crazy shit, bro. I can't even lie. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
so
What
listen. I hear your point in that one, bro. I hear your point in that one.
what is
Like
this,
that,
man?
I cannot defend. It's
And
crazy.
it seems, look, I might have to agree with Souls here because it says here that 100 plus journalists are voting. So the journalists actually have, I would say their opinion flips based on the PR. I mean, I understand they're journalists; they're doing their due diligence in the background, but I think the media could really inflict or impact their decision in terms of selection of the Ballon d'Or and all that stuff. So maybe you're right. Souls PR is one of them.
W, by the way, Dima Maghreb, man. Come on, man.
He ain't Moroccan, bro. He chose Spain over Morocco.
I know, but still, he's still by blood. He's still Moroccan, so it's fine. Adi.
Yeah. His
Anyway,
father, though, his father looks purely Moroccan, man.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know, bro. His whole family looks Moroccan, على فكرة. Even his grandmother.
He looks like Mohammed Mulhanout. I think so.
يا ساتر.
uh,
اي بقى على فكرة تعرف واحد من تيك توكرز اسمه شرقي اللي مشجع تشيلسي.
no, I'm not
There's this
familiar.
one Saudi TikToker, okay? He's now working with Thamania, the new application to watch the
The
Saudi league.
feminine, yes, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So basically, this guy, what did he say بالضبط? He said بدفع لك $100 ولا شيء كذا، ما نسيتش كانت.
Mm.
So I'll pay $100 to Lamine Yamal's dad at the Balon d'Or thing. And he's like, I want 100 euro or some shit. Something like that. بعدين they fought it out and shit. Not fought physically, بس يعني يتهاوشون مع بعض كذا, like argue with each other and stuff. It went south. So, hey, listen,
Mhm.
man. Be careful who you deal with, man. Not all celebrities are angels, you know what I mean? Um, but Yeah, listen. But to be honest, the way he acted is mad. But yeah, listen. I say we move on from the Ballon d'Or talk. I think we've talked
Not
enough about.
really. I mean, we only talked about the top two. I want to know your
Oh, do you want to
opinion
talk about
about the
more?
others.
Okay, so what?
I mean,
What do you want
you
to
tell me.
address?
No, I want to
Actually,
see like at least the top 10. Do you think that they deserve to be
you know
there?
what? If you want me to complain about two things, I'll complain.
Well,
I
pull
think
it out if you have it. Let's pull it out and
Let
put
me pull it. Yeah,
up
let
the
me pull it.
list.
Yeah, let me pull it out.
Yeah, pull
But
it out.
there's more, but it's like
There are 30. There are 30.
Yeah, I want to complain about 30th. Fucking.
Oh, yeah, I just saw Olise.
Fucking frauds. Seriously,
Speaking
man.
of Gerard Muller's,
oh no,
reward.
Jokeres deserved that one. I'm not even gonna. Gerd Miller's one. Yeah, he deserved that.
My striker, man. My striker is there, bro.
Gerd Miller's aren't they given to top scorer of the league or something like that, or like during a season? Gerd Miller trophy.
I think it's the number of goals, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean throughout all competitions. So then I think he won. He deserved.
Yeah, it is all comps. Yes, I think is the highest. It's just that he didn't win it, the Golden Boot, because the Portuguese league is not as high. I mean, the factor that for example, La Liga is in is higher, so that's why Mbappe won it, even though he had less number of goals. But the factor of the goals in La Liga is higher than the Portuguese league.
Yeah, damn man. This Ballon d'Or thing posted too many. Oh, there you go. Wait, no, fuck this, man. I'm trying to find the list of first to 30th, bro. Well, they post too many things, man. Damn it, man.
Well, I can get it for you now. Hold on.
Yeah, they're posting a lot of shit. There you go.
Found it and I mean,
I should be able to find searching it like that. Bro, fuck it.
I found it in Wikipedia, but I don't know if it's fancy enough to. You can share the screen in Wikipedia. Just write it down. Ballon d'Or 2025 ranking. You'll find it in Wikipedia, and you can share the screen if you want, or if you want me to share, that's fine.
Wait, share it if you have it. خلاص share it. And I'm searching through Twitter. المشكلة with Twitter.
All right, I'll share quickly. So here we go.
It has the list as you know, right? Like from 25.
Yeah, 2025. Let me know if you can see it.
تمام. وجست زوم in لأنه مو واضح. So it says. Oh yeah, so it is the way. Okay, so it has.
Okay. Yeah, so the top 10 we have Dembélé. We talked about Yamal, Vitinha, which Vitinha deserves it. Salah, I think Salah should have been in top 3 in my opinion, but he's not there. Rafinha, for me, was supposed to be instead of Yamal. I think that would have been fair. Ashraf Hakimi, Mbappe, Cole Palmer. I have no idea why Cole Palmer is there.
Because they're trying to tell us the Club World Cup is important. That's why.
Right.
You know what, bro? Maybe you can switch Palmer for fucking Pedri if you think about it.
Yes, I mean, Ash went crazy. Ash went really mad when he didn't see Pedri in the top 10. I mean, he's like, what the fuck is this about? And we have Palmer as 8th. This is just weird.
Can I tell you something right now? Harry Kane does not deserve to be 13th, bro. And I don't mean deserve to be like 13th as in he should be high. I think he should be lower.
He should be lower. Okay.
I think he should be lower because people look at his stats and they're like, he deserves to be. But if you watch our games, he was he was moving like last season. He was moving like his time at England in the Euros.
Honestly, look, I agree with the top 10. Maybe not in the way they ranked the top 10, except for Cole Palmer. I think he should be replaced by Pedri.
I think Olise should be top 15 max at least.
I mean, aside of the Bundesliga, did you guys win the cup?
Doesn't matter.
So that's a no.
No, but come on, there are some players in there that are fucking losers, bro. That like trophyless, and they went above him. Go check.
Come on, you can see Kvaratskhelia, Nuno Mendes.
No.
Most of them.
Go past 15th. Go past 15th.
Okay, we'll go past 15th. Okay, here we go. Desiree Doué.
Okay, Olise deserves to be above Vinicius Jr. That's one. in my opinion, deserves to be above McTominay. Deserves to. Who's this Argentine? Who's the other? Lautaro. It deserves to be above Lautaro Martinez. Who else? Girassi.
Man, don't let Mo hear you out and come here and.
You think I give a fuck? Deserves to be above. You think I give a fuck, bro? This guy literally called Inzaghi bottle job. Khalas, keep the same energy. Yeah, I'll talk about Inzaghi in a bit. Anyway, and by the way, he literally calls out Lautaro for being a shit captain. There you go. Enough said. Anyway, bloody who else is in there? Okay, McAllister, to be fair, won the Prem. Bellingham, why the fuck is he above? Fuck out of here.
I don't see Gravenberch. Yeah, even though Gravenberch, in my opinion, was
Fabian Ruiz. Okay, PSG. بالله عليك دم بطاطس يا اخي. Besides fucking Barcelona game, what the fuck did he do? علمني, what did he do? تكفى. Come on now. Van Dijk should be high.
I don't really watch the Serie A, so I'm not gonna really comment on that.
Bro, how is Florian Wirtz, who won fuck all, above Olise? Get out of here, man.
Even Rice, for example, for me, I don't see him.
Free kicks.
The two, or Haaland, for that matter, I don't see them.
By the way, I'm gonna put myself full screen, bro. This motherfucker is above fucking Olise. Come on now. What are we doing here? Get out of here, man. Seriously, bro. I'm gonna be fucking petty with this one. This fucking crybaby. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Fucking crybaby bitch, bro. After beating him 5-0. Get out of here. Anyway.
Oh, man. But yeah, I think there are a lot of players that deserve to be here, but they're not here. But it's fine. You know, it's completely fine. It is what it is.
To be honest, most of this list, besides the winner and all that stuff, shit. But nothing new though. يعني هذا الحاجة طبيعي. You know, it is what it is.
Wait. Souls, what do you mean Gyökeres is shit? Gyökeres was not shit last season. He was the top striker in the whole of Europe. What you talking about?
Bro, Souls, I'll be honest. Your manager is just khara. I'll be honest. Your manager...
He's not there because of him today. He's there because what he did with Sporting last season. Do you comprehend that?
I don't know. That's between you guys, the Arsenal fans. But my opinion is you have a مطوع manager that doesn't even let Gyökeres play like the striker that he was playing.
What مطوع man? أملط. What مطوع man? Man.
He is مطوع manager, bro. He has to like literally, bro. It's as if the Arsenal have Sharia law, حبيبي. Every tactic has to be like, يعني, you know what I mean, bro? You know what I mean?
But like even Souls turn against the manager.
Actually, you know what?
This is how drastic you wanna know the situation is.
Why am I even calling مطوع, bro? It's the opposite of the purpose. Like Arteta's haram.
He's kind of a fanatic, man.
Man. At least they try to make you halal, bro. Bro. You know what?
But listen, if Soul is against him, you gotta know the shit is dire. You know, we reached a very dire situation that Soul turned out.
Wallahi, Sami, اعتذرني, bro. I should have made a better comparison. Wallahi, calling him مطوع is being too nice to him. ما يستاهل. والله ما يستاهل يا أخي. At least مطوع, he tried to make you halal, not haram. Anyway,
a lot of even Arsenal fans they were really Arteta in and they were believing the process. They are now starting to turn on him, man, because you know of the two performances that we had against Liverpool and Manchester City, man, was not acceptable. But anyways, we're gonna talk about that when we hit the topic.
Let's speak about your club. Yalla, and a good transition. Talk to me about this manager, about how he lined up against City, and I don't know what that other team is you played.
Honestly, Zier, I'm fuming. I'm upset because, first of all, he's going with this three midfielders that I really don't see why he's going with Moreno, Rice, and Zubamendi. It's the most slowest, boring, obnoxious midfield you can play with, and they cannot even create anything. And it's I don't know what's his fixation with Moreno. I don't know why he's having such favoritism in the team, and you're having. And then you see, okay, maybe you have Eze on the left because, you know, and no, you have Trossard on the left instead of Eze. And versus Manchester City. It's not like you're playing, you know, I don't know, Burnley or Leeds or something. No, you're playing Man City and you're going with Trossard and you're going with Moreno. And it's weird. It's weird. And understand what's going on in his mind. And Manchester City managed to score from a transition. And once they scored that goal, Arteta just, you can see that he's just shuffling and mumbling in the sidelines, trying to shout out the players. But in the second half, Ash came into my watch along and he was fuming. I mean, he kind of vented off in that watch along, and he was right, calling it off like that, because I think every Arsenal fan call it off. Like, well, what the hell is this lineup? And then he brings in Saka and he brings in Eze, and we pinned them. We pinned them to their box. And
that assist was crazy, by the way.
And Guardiola was, subbing his attackers with defenders. That's how you know that you're dominating them. You're dominating them from every aspect. Now, my question is, why the hell didn't you start like that? Why the hell you're not starting Eze as a 10? Or at least start Nwaneri as a 10, as a playmaker. Saka, I can understand, maybe because he's coming from an injury, so I would understand why he would, play him in the second half. But the Eze one and Nwaneri is just unbelievable, man. And then he threw the kitchen sink in the second half. We managed to get a goal, but a little bit too late. Martinelli, our super sub again, he managed to score. But what's more beautiful than the goal itself is the assist. The assist was amazing.
Yeah, Eze, mashallah. That was actually
man. And this was missing in our part. We didn't have a player in the central area that can break down the defense or have that kind of passes. Marino cannot do it. Rice cannot do it. Even Zubamendi cannot do it. You need somebody like Eze, Odegaard, and maybe even Nwaneri. But he chose not to. And what's even worse, at the end of and we talked about it in the AR show in my channel, if you recall, is he had a substitution at the end, which is Mosquera. After he scored a goal, he's taking off a midfielder and putting on a defender. Now, what the fuck are you doing, Arteta? What the hell are you doing? And also, you mentioned something which is very, very, crucial, is the players. Instead of bringing the ball to the midfield, because, like you said, the momentum was on our side, they were celebrating, and this is summing up Arteta's mindset. You're not there to lose, but you're not even there to win. Why is that? Why is that you're playing against Liverpool and City and this is how you play? And it's fuming, But now we won against what do you call it, Vale Port or whatever, this team from League One. So that's something, man. That's something that we qualify to the next round, and I hope we actually win this tournament. And I don't want to drop any trophies this season. I mean, look, I will. I don't think. If you don't mind. I have to blame the manager, man. But go ahead, Zier.
No, can I? Because I have a very strong take when it comes to managers, in it. This is my point about the managers, right? And people need to get it through their thick skulls. Managers, they are the ones responsible for a team winning and losing, because I understand players need to be held accountable, but at the same time, you're the one in charge of these players. And any body of work, the management are the ones that are more responsible than the workers themselves, because they are the bosses. They're the enablers. You know what I mean? They are like the enablers for what happens in the chain below or in the span control below. So when Arteta is giving them such speeches, or giving them such tactics or whatever, it's just going to embed into these players. And these players have been around for how many years now? Majority of them, how many years? Like maximum 6 years, minimum this year, The point is, the maximum, like some of these players have been around 6 years with this manager. When you're around that long, or like 4 to 5 years, all you know is such mentality. You know what I mean? And this is why he gets called out so many times. But look at Barcelona. Billah alayk, look at Barcelona, yeah? I'm going to use them because they're the best example for how the club just switched to like 180, yeah? Without Hansi Flick joining, I guarantee you they won't be like cooking up the way they're cooking right now. Let's be honest. They wouldn't have been, because some of these players, even the Rafinhas who we just talked about and all of them, they weren't doing good. Pedri wasn't even 100% fitness. But what was the difference? And I can tell you this as a Bayern fan that's seen Hansi Flick do a job with us.
Right.
The stuff he does in training, the mentality that he instills into these players and all that stuff is the difference between them being awful and how very good. You know what I mean? That's why managers are easy to blame, Souls, because it's just they are the difference between winning and losing in a lot of scenarios. They just are. They just are. Man, let's be honest. You see, with me, with my club, yeah, I was calling out Vincent Company, even though he has a winning mentality, yeah, because he does. But even then, I call him out because of one thing that's basit. You know what it is? In-game management. I call him out for smaller things than your fans are calling out your manager, Habibi. I'm calling my manager for the smallest of things. Why? Because he is the most responsible one. It doesn't matter how, you just are the most responsible. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So whether it's and by the way, I'll do you one even better. You know when people say, oh, we don't have the best squad. Well, tough. Deal with it. Deal with it. Last season, when we didn't have Upamecano, Davies, and who was the other one we didn't have? We didn't have players heading in, Musiala, heading into Inter Milan. I still blame my manager. I didn't care. I said, deal with it. Yeah? Our board, deal with it. It's your problem for not signing the players for the manager. And manager, it's your fault for not dealing with the worst situation. It's your job to find a way. That's why I'm happy he figured out a way with the 10 with Musiala and now Gnabry performing so far. Hopefully he continues. You know, that's just an example I can name you. This is why managers should be held more accountable than you think. They do.
Not only that.
And look at Slot at Liverpool. Another example. And you know about it. I don't even have to explain. It's self-explanatory because you watch the league.
On a side note to that, Zeer, you know, when you are, you know, if the player are missing sitters in front of the goal, then I would understand. I would blame the player, right? Because you're 1v1 versus the goalkeeper and you miss it.
Yeah.
You know, that's when I start blaming the players. Like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell were you thinking? Why you didn't score that goal? But even Pep himself said the job of the structure and the formation is to get the players dominating until the last third, you know, of the pitch. And then it's all dependent on the players, the flair of the player, the you know, I mean, intelligence of the player, how he can, you know, maneuver between those defenders and how he can create the chance. So it also depends on the quality of the players, but you have the quality, right? You have the Sakas, you have now you have a deadly striker like Gyökeres. All you need to do is manage to get them and give them the freedom. And this is where, you know, I'm a bit concerned about Arteta, and I said this many times, is can Arteta develop the attacking players? You know, one of the guys in one of the spaces that I joined in X is he said something that I don't think it's a crazy shout. I think it's a fair shout. He's saying, look, Arteta managed to build a very strong defensive players. No doubt about that. He managed to get a really strong even midfield. No doubt about that. Even the goalkeeper, even though he changed the goalkeeper 4 or 5 times, but still he managed to get a solid.
He found somebody. Yeah, I know.
At least he found somebody, which is the 2 Golden Gloves in a consecutive season. So that's something to acknowledge. But when it comes to attack, he's not the coach. So why on earth don't you outsource? You can bring a specialist who can, you know, train the player and develop the players in the final third, right? And somebody like you're bringing this Heinz guy, if you recall this, if you remember, Heinz used to play for Real Madrid. That defender, yes, Heinz or something like that. He was Argentinian. He played for Manchester United and also he played for Madrid. He used to be a left back or even sometimes a defender. But anyways,
Gabriel Heinz, I think.
Gabriel Heinz, yes, that's the player.
Yeah.
Yes, he used to play for Madrid and all that stuff. So instead of bringing this gentleman, right? And I don't know this guy. I don't know if he's good or bad because, you know, the sample is too small for me to judge this guy, and I don't know what happens in the training sessions and if he's really good in giving instructions. But what I'm saying is, instead of bringing this gentleman, you could have brought somebody who's known for developing attackers, known for how to develop strikers, the shooting accuracy, the way you play in the final third, the wingers, you can bring as specials. There's no shame that you as a coach, you cannot be everywhere every single time, but you can bring somebody who can train those players in the final third. If you are seeing yourself failing, but acknowledging this, I think is Arteta's too proud of himself, and this is a problem. He has a big ego for goddamn nothing, and he didn't really deliver anything for Arsenal so far. So I don't understand this ego. I mean, you could stay humble until you figure out yourself and the team, and you actually start winning trophies, and then you say, hey, okay, you're the boss, you know what you're doing, nobody can argue with you. And when you come out and say crazy shit in the press conference, which is the guys are fuming, majority of Arsenal fans are fuming, even the press are starting asking these kind of questions. You are putting the shackles, you're putting the handbrake, and he started making fool out of it. He said, "What? I have 9 players in the the midfield of the opponent. How am I defending?" And blah blah blah. So his answers are even ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And people saying, "Oh, yeah, he's covering himself." And man, look, when Guardiola says some crazy shit, he can't say he's as crazy as you want to be. He can't do that. Why? Because he has credit in the bank. The guy won a 4P. The guy won a treble. The guy won trophies. So there's no issue for him to say crazy shit here and there. Nobody can argue with Guardiola, because I think you also rate Guardiola. He coached in Bayern Munich.
I rate him. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I will say though, like, his time with us is overrated. But yeah, I rate him regardless.
But on another side, I would say Arsenal in general are moving in a good way. And the reason why I say that, because Saliba just signed an extension for 5 years.
Fair enough.
So that's something that is telling me that the board, the sporting director, are really working and doing their part. And I think the CEO was changed from Tim Lewis to Richard Garlick. Josh Kroenke is more involved. I think those guys want to win at a certain point. And I think if Arteta is not delivering, at least whoever's going to come next, he's going to have a really solid team to go and win stuff. And they're building for the future. I don't think they are building just for Arteta. They're building a team beyond Arteta, and I want to believe that.
Can I ask you a question about Saliba? Because obviously he extended.
Yeah.
Some fans think that him staying means he lacks mentality. Now, I wanted to ask you, what do you think of that? Because to be honest, I have 2 minds on this. Like,
okay, if I was Saliba, and to be honest,
because remember, Madrid was to them.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, Madrid is Madrid. And there's nobody can deny that Madrid is the biggest team in the world. But what I'm trying to say, if I were Saliba, and being, I mean, putting my bias aside, of course, I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm happy that he signed, but I would have waited and dragged the negotiation until the end of the season, to be honest.
Actually, that's smart, actually. Or at least till January, and see where you are in the league.
Yeah, I mean,
I think what Davies did with us last season was the smartest thing he's ever done. Him, like, that's what you're supposed to do, because halfway through, you can tell if you're getting closer to winning or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's an emotional decision that he made. And I saw, what is his name? Curtis, if you know him.
Yeah.
Curtis TV. I saw him asking Saliba one time in the Asian tour, where in the preseason, he asked him, Saliba, are you gonna renew the contract? And the answer was, God willing. He put his finger in the sky and said, God willing. So it seemed like he's emotionally attached to the team, and he wants to win. And I have no doubt that he loves the club. And I'm happy to see that Saliba loves the club. But if I were him, I would have waited a bit, to be honest. But I'm happy at the end of the day as an Arsenal fan. I'm very happy that we have Saliba. And even if Madrid wants him now, they have to pay. They have to pay a lot of money for him. And yeah, that's it. A weak mentality? I don't think so, because at the end you are challenging, so you're accepting a challenge. I don't see a weak. I mean, how can you be weak in mentality when you're accepting a challenge? Going to a team that is already winning, that's a weak mentality in my opinion, because you know yourself you're gonna win. And no disrespect to Madrid.
I see. This is why I said I'm in 2 minds. I think, you know what it is. Going to Madrid, obviously, I think going to Madrid is actually a bit is winning mentality, because keep in mind when you're going to Real Madrid, and let's not lie, Real Madrid fans are very fucking demanding, bro.
True.
Very fucking demanding. Like, you
That
see
is
how
true.
comfortable Saliba might be at Arsenal at the moment? He
Mm.
won't be as comfortable in Real Madrid. He won't. So that's something you also have to factor in. Now,
But I think he's that good, Zier. You know, I believe that he's that good to be a starter.
yeah. But man said fraud central right. There you are. There you are. But big up to you, bro. But here's my thing with Saliba, right? So I actually think the fact that he wants to try to be the guy at Arsenal, I can't easily say that it's weak mentality. I can't. I can't be that shameless. You know what I mean? If I was trolling versus the way I was trolling him, then I'd be a hypocrite to say this brother Saliba ain't got the mentality to want to be a guy at Arsenal. You get what I'm
Big up
saying?
to you.
So no, I don't genuinely think that's the case. However, here's the problem. When you make such decisions, now you have to win, otherwise people will look at you in such way. You understand what I mean? But me personally, I don't really think the guy has weak mentality just for staying at Arsenal like that, you know? Because you have to understand, you're trying to be the best at a team that hasn't won. Imagine, like, put
Yeah.
it this way, imagine if Arsenal won the league now, hypothetically. He would be part of that team and he would be respected even more. So I can't be that shameless and say, you know what, he ain't got mentality like that, because he's trying to do it in a harder situation.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that stance, you know, and this is my stance with him.
I would like to laugh and be that guy. Don't get it twisted. It's funny to say this stuff, but the way I see it is, if you're doing it in a harder situation, you know, which it is harder to do at Arsenal, because let's be honest, Arsenal in general ain't got mentality about them like that compared to Madrid. Yeah, even though at Madrid it's very hard to go there because it's demanding, like I said earlier. But let's be honest, like you said earlier,
Okay,
Madrid is
easily start, man. Easily start in Madrid, man. I don't see any defender in Madrid that is above him in terms of
I mean, to be honest,
defense.
it depends. It depends, because one mistake you make, and then the other guy comes in. If he performs, khalas, you're finished.
Yeah,
Because
but here's the thing, Zier. He's that consistent. The guy has been in the PFA of the player of the season for 3 seasons in a row. He's that consistent, you know. He's not that bad.
Yeah, I know, but just because you've been in PFA, the thing, it doesn't mean you're guaranteeing yourself a start. Like, yes, like you've mentioned, potentially that should be unexpected, and you expect that to be the case. But I've seen players fold in different clubs. You know what I mean? That's why it's not as easy as you think.
What is highly unlikely with Saliba, man, is highly unlikely, you know. And I think he would start in majority of the teams in the
didn't
world.
say I don't think. I'm saying if he fumbled at Madrid. Yeah, you see, you're not listening, TK. At least that means someone listening. You're not listening. I'm saying the pressure in Madrid, if he makes one mistake, he could easily get replaced, because that's the standard in Madrid. They don't care about all this PR. Like, yeah, they want PR, but they don't care about like that, bro. Like, if Madrid fans don't like you, they don't like you, bro. You get me? It's just simple. Bro, guys like Ronaldo got fucking booed out the fucking Bernabeu, bro. Yeah. Mbappe last season was, there's debates about Vinny or Mbappe right now. Wallahi, both of them. There's one or the other. Yeah, like there are debates of who should start at Real Madrid. So let's keep that in mind. You know what I mean? So yeah, and by the way, this is a Madrid fan. He's saying, for the way Xabi wants the team to play for Saliba. Well, I mean, to be honest, here's the thing. Right now, you have Hoyson, you have Militao, Rudiger. That's as far as I can think, and Asensio. Saliba would obviously fit initially, but if Saliba was to not perform, he could be dropped. That's my point.
He's better than all 3.
Okay, but you're saying who's better. I'm saying if he doesn't perform, things change.
And he's young and he can adapt to any. I mean, you haven't seen him play in different formations with Arteta, and that's the reason maybe you're building your opinion. And I think
no, I'm saying
I'm saying in general. No, I mean, I'm addressing. I'm addressing his point. He's saying he won't fit his Xabi Alonso's formation or whatever. But I think he would. Why not? I mean, the guy's young and he's like I said, 3 seasons in a row. He's the best defender in the Premier League, and he can adapt, I think, easily to any formation. And when you mentioned the defenders that they have, Rudiger, He's very injury prone. Militao is injury prone, and Hoyson he's a good defender, but I don't see him in the levels of Saliba. I'm sorry.
I actually rate him very highly, but yeah, his defensively at times can get caught out. But like the thing is with Hoyson is because of what he does on the ball. That from what from what I've seen and understood, why he's rated highly there at the moment. But listen, yeah, that's Arsenal for you guys. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Arsenal in a nutshell.
Yeah, you know, I want to talk a little bit about Ekitike. This brother decided to get a red card for being an absolute dumbass.
Yeah, man. The emotions got the best of him, to be honest.
Oh
Okay, you
yeah,
can
it
see it.
happened, yeah.
It's clearly you can see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I know Isak scored in his first goal, and I saw how it happened. I mean, odd, but okay. And then Ekitike scored later on in the game, and he was on a yellow already. He takes his shirt off, celebrate. Doesn't even realize. Slot was fuming, bro. You see Slot fuming, being mad at him, bro. Mad. But you know what? Fair play, because Slot knows the fine margins, man, and now he's missing against Crystal Palace. So, hey,
Man, I mean, Liverpool are not slowing down, man, and this is really concerning for us as Arsenal fans because we want to win the league, and our main contenders are Liverpool, and they won against us. I mean, that's even the most frustrating part. But I just
yeah,
want to address Baron's comment here. I disagree with the first one and the third one, but the second one I might slightly agree with you. And Saliba is comfortable in the ball, very very comfortable in the ball. And when you say he's error prone, show me where he's error prone, man. You rarely find Saliba making a mistake. But the
the
second
only
one,
go on,
yeah,
go
the
go.
second point, maybe I would say yes. He's not that pacey like Rudiger or like Militao. Yes, I would give you that. But the first and third point, I think you're completely wrong, my friend. I'm so sorry. But back to Ikitike. Ikitike, man, to be honest, he's one of the guys who came in and fit right away with Liverpool, and T is saying it right now. He's battling with Isak, and he is. I mean, Isak, if he doesn't
95
get back
million
into,
with 100 and bloody God knows
it
what
doesn't
million.
matter. The price tag does not matter now. It's the form what matters, right? It's whoever performs should play. That this is what
Yeah,
it is. But
realistically, but you know how they pick lineup. So I wouldn't be shocked if they could play both and they
but
play off.
Isak, oh, maybe that's about that as well. But if we're gonna assume that one of them is gonna be in the pitch and the other will be in the bench, is I think Isak. We know his potential. We've seen him play. We've seen him in his top form. And Ikitike now is also landing in Liverpool first season in the Premier League, and he's doing really good for them. And if Isak does not get back into his form, I really don't see uh, I don't see him over Ekitike. Isak is way better as a striker, but as of now, when you're talking about form, no, Ekitike is in form and he's scoring almost every game, and you gotta respect that. And I
Oh
heard
yeah,
he's gonna get like a fine or something, or a 2 week fine, or whatever
fine
because
for
of this
what?
behavior for the red card. That's what I read. I'm not sure really.
No, it can't be true, bro. Because he just took his shirt off or being on the. No, that's nothing crazy, bro. I've seen worse and nothing happened much, so that makes no sense. Um, but yeah, man. Listen, also Leone got injured, tore an ACL, from what I heard.
Oh,
Uh, wishing him a speedy recovery. So that's Liverpool center back already
oh
gone.
yeah. Now they're down to
Gomez,
only three
Van
defenders.
Dijk, is
Gomez,
Konate even fit? So yeah, that's
yeah.
their options at the moment. Which I
Hmm.
mean, listen, it could impact them in the title race, but they seem to be okay because they just been doing remontada after remontada after remontada, bro. So
Yeah, man, it's just frustrating to watch. Believe me, I've been watching every game of them, and then it's frustrating to watch. Most of their games most of their goals are coming after the 80th minute, and you cannot hate. That's the thing. You cannot hate. They are doing what they have to do. They are winning, and they are getting the
oh,
three
you still
points.
not rate this guy?
Baron, I think I heard they're not going for Gay for any fee. They're only gonna go for him if his
He's gonna
contract
be
runs out
free.
in summer.
He's gonna be free. What you call it? Next summer.
Next
He's because
summer. But he's saying in January.
because by the way, we're all apparently I was doing a Spire stream today. It turns out we're looking at him as well, but I think he'll go Liverpool. I said already, like he'll go Liverpool. Like you don't
There are a
go, you
lot of
don't get
clubs,
that
man.
close.
Even Chelsea are going for him, and you know
I
when
think even
Chelsea
the
are
Queen.
battling Liverpool, they always win
Yeah,
for some
but
reason.
my perspective is Gay was this close to joining Liverpool. Why wouldn't he just go now? You know what I mean? This kind of reminds me of Paulinho with us, by the way. Same
Yeah,
thing happened.
Caicedo as well was that close to join Liverpool, and all of a sudden Chelsea, whoop.
True. Yeah, true. Yes. Yeah, and to be fair, he was a Chelsea product, so there you go. But yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you rate this guy?
No, man, I have him as my flop of the season, and you can see it in the
Yeah,
prediction with the core pod. I have him as the flop of the season, and so far he's proven me right.
yeah. By the way, speaking of flowing verts, where is the conversion rate from the chat? Why is there barely any likes? Someone tell me.
Yeah, man, and they're moving like this fraud, man. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to both channels.
Yeah, man. You see these people, man.
Yeah,
They
man.
don't. It's like
Shameful.
they're watching us, but they don't. They can't even press a simple like button. Get out of here, man.
Very, very shameful.
Bro, yeah, it is hella shameful. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Anyway,
Mm.
anyway, it is what it is. You know what? Before we end this stream, bro, I want to quickly touch a little bit on Saudi League. Because obviously, I'm sure you've seen last week what happened. Uh, you know, some manager managed to bottle a 3-0 lead. Fucking pathetic. Inzaghi, man. This fucking guy, man. You
By
know
the
what I
way,
mean?
there's this what do you call it? This account in X. I think you're also following it in X, and I see him
SPL?
tweeting
SPL?
SPL. Yes, and he's putting some weird ass shit. And 2 times I see it that Hilal are booing players for not performing and all that. So,
Bro,
man,
you
two
should see
times
my
I
bro. You should see my response. Did you see my response?
I saw it and actually responded to him as well. I said, "Man, what the fuck, man? I mean, Hilal are holding their team to
Bro,
high
he's an
standards."
American. He's an American. That's why he doesn't get it. Like I had to explain it to bro. He doesn't get it. Like by the way,
No,
one
but it
thing I
has
read
nothing to
about
do
that
with being
account
an
is
American. I
he's
mean,
no,
mm,
no. But one thing I read about that account, to be fair, he's actually following the league like probably more than me, bro. You know what I mean? That this brother's getting all the news and everything. So for that, I rate that. But there's some
respect,
things he
man.
says I have to respond, bro. I can't. I can't. You get me? It's just I can't, man. You crazy, bro. Booing Gahtani, bro. He deserves booing. Do you see what he did against Al Ahli, bro? Bro, Inzaghi should have never even brought him on. Why? We didn't need him, bro. We were chilling, bro. Bro, I was better off with Nunes that done fuck all than with fucking Gahtani, bro. I was Ruben Neves wanted to get subbed off. Okay, fine, because he was running himself to the ground, right? But at the same time, like, why for him, bro? You were better off putting on Blahy if you want to defend the lead. And I'm not the biggest fan of Ali Blahy. Nobody from Saudi is the biggest fan of Ali Blahy. If you know, you know why. Yeah, شايف
Yeah.
نفسه بزيادة. Everyone knows. But even he would have been a good idea to bring on to be a shithouse in the moment. You get me? But
Mm.
hey, it is what it is, bro. And then obviously against Al Adala, we've won one. Yeah, I see that, Sammy. We'll end it back.
You're seeing Hilal winning this season, the league.
If we continue like this now,
Oh, what about
I-
the Champions League?
I'm being objective. From what I've seen in the first few games, it's hard for me to back Al Hilal to win it. It's very hard because you know what it is. It's Inzaghi. He's playing a defensive style, but with 4-3-3. You can't do that. You can't do that, bro. Like, since when was Ruben Neves a midfielder playing centre back? علمني when, since when? You know what I mean? Like, it makes no
Yeah, man.
sense.
I mean, you took.
I actually think Al Ahli or Al Nasr. Yes, I agree with him. I think Al Ahli or Al Nasr win the league. And it sucks for me to say Al Nasr, but Al Nasr, even though they have that fraud manager, one thing I'll give him is his style of football with the players that he currently has is working.
So
You
even
know?
even Ittihad is not.
But Al Ittihad, they're riding their luck, bro. I'll be honest. They'll eventually. Actually, today's game, they play in Nasr, funny enough. They play in Nasr in
Oh,
an hour. I actually think Al Nasr win away. They're playing in Al Johara. I actually think Al Nasr beat them.
I have nothing to do with it, but I would be happy to see Ronaldo scoring 1,000 goals, man.
Oh, yeah, that will eventually, yeah, but that will eventually happen.
To be
Yeah, صراحة,
honest,
that will isn't he
big
on
up
like
to him, man.
900 something? Isn't he on like
Yeah, he had
900?
like 937 or 940 or something. I can't remember the number, but yeah. I think
Yeah. But anyway,
he's
listen,
gonna be fit for the World Cup as well.
yeah, but if before we end it, quick prediction on to the tonight's game, at least for Nasr Al Ittihad.
2-1 Nasr.
Yeah, I'll say 3-1 Nasr. I actually think Ittihad are riding their luck. I'm not joking. But anyway, listen, we will end it here because Sami has to. Sami, you said you have a stream to do, so I'll just redirect to whatever stream you're doing. Is it Koropod? Yeah.
Koropod, yeah, they're starting, guys. Redirect
Yeah.
to Saad.
Yeah, I'm gonna redirect to Saad. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Where is Saad?
But hit the like, guys. It was a nice, very nice show with Zeer, man. It's always a pleasure. And I always respect this brother.
Yeah.
He has some crazy, input sometimes, but it is what
Hey,
it
listen,
is,
man. I can't have geek takes. Come on, man.
Now, big up
What
to
am
you,
I?
man. Big
What
up
am
to
I,
you.
geek? Wait? Why is it? Is it this one? Saliba new contract? Is it this one?
Yeah, it should be.
I'm hoping this is the. It just says Saliba new contract. Saka next. Brighton home. Wait, it says yeah. 8 p.m. Yeah. It's this one. It's this one. It says 8 p.m.
I think it's T is the one who made the title. That's why.
But I was so confused because usually you just have.
I want to ask him about Yildiz, man. There's news that Arsenal might sign Yildiz from Juventus.
Oh yeah, I saw. By the way, he would be a good signing, but only if Arteta is not there. So there you go. I'm telling you first. But yeah, we're gonna redirect to Saad's stream now. As Sam is going to be there. You know what I mean? So go check it out. We're moving from Saudi stream to Maghribi stream now. This is what it is. Yeah. But this Maghribi stream, they're gonna talk fully on Arsenal Football Club. So go there, slap the likes, subscribe and all that stuff. Say Zeer and Sami Raid. And yeah, man, until then, guys, you know what to do on your way out. Subscribe, like, comment your way, share, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And inshallah, you're well wherever you are. Yalla, we're going to bounce. Take care.
Cheers.
Ma'a salama. See you later.